Look at this on screen. 8 identical servers in a rack, humming away in a New Jersey data center. Nothing special, and if I told you this exact rack of machines destroyed the biggest trading firm on the New York Stock Exchange in 45 minutes, you'd laugh at me. 212 customer orders, that's all it took. 212 orders came in that morning, and the software answered with 4 million executions, about 18,800 trades per order, every single one losing money. In 45 minutes, Knight Capital, the largest market maker in American stocks, 1 out of every 10 trades on the exchange passed through them, lost $460 million. And the cause? 1 server out of 8 didn't get the update, and that 1 server was still running a program they'd retired in 2003, 9 years dead, never deleted. I know what you're thinking, Para, nobody double checks a deployment? No, that's the point. A guy copy-pasted the new code onto 8 servers and missed one. No checklist, no second pair of eyes, no automated check. The SEC would later say 1 written double check would have saved the entire company. The NYSE was launching a brand new program that day, the Retail Liquidity Program, a pilot. Give retail investors better prices on their orders. Let market makers like Knight compete for the business. To join, you had to deploy new code. So Knight wrote it, tested it, rolled it out to 8 production servers. Sounded boring, sounded safe, and the software that would actually murder them? PowerPeg. Code Knight stopped using in 2003 and just never deleted. Nobody thought about it. Why would they? It was a ghost. Here's the thing about PowerPeg. It had a safety brake, a counter. It tracked how many shares of a parent order had been filled, and once the parent order was complete, it stopped firing child orders. That counter was the only thing standing between trade normally and run forever. And in 2005, during a routine refactor, somebody moved that counter code to a different spot and broke it. The tests for PowerPeg started failing, so they deleted the tests. Of course they did. Nobody used PowerPeg anymore. Why keep testing a ghost? So that's the setup. The brakes were cut in 2005. Nobody put up a sign, and the car sat in the garage for 7 years. Now, you'd think, the day before a big launch, there'd be some kind of warning, right? There was. 97 of them. Starting at 8:01 in the morning, before the market even opened, an internal system called BNet fired off automated emails. PowerPeg disabled, 97 of them, to Knight's own people, and nobody read a single one. Because they weren't designed as alarms, they were routine messages. Knight personnel generally didn't review them when they arrived. 97 warnings, sitting in inboxes while the market bell was about to ring. And you're thinking, fine, the market opens, the alarms go off, they stop it, right? No kill switch. Knight's risk monitoring system was a bunch of humans staring at screens. It didn't even display the limits it was supposedly enforcing. So the bell rings, 7 good servers process orders beautifully. And every order that lands on the 8th server hits the resurrected PowerPeg, which, with its counter gone, starts firing child orders in an endless loop, buying at the ask, selling at the bid. Every single trade loses the spread. The machine is designed to lose money, and it's doing it 4 million times. Then the fix attempt. Oh, the fix attempt. With no playbook and no kill switch, Knight's tech team did the one thing that could possibly make it worse. They uninstalled the new code from the 7 servers where it had been deployed correctly. Now all 8 servers ran the broken PowerPeg logic. The deluge doubled. They finally stopped routing orders around 10:15 a.m. 45 minutes. $460 million. By then the loss was bigger than all the cash Knight had in the bank. They were technically bankrupt by mid-morning. The damage was visible to the naked eye. Wizard Software, a tiny company nobody'd heard of, went from 350 to 1476, up 322% in a day because one trading firm's glitch kept buying it. The NSE had to cancel trades in 6 stocks, and the human part. The CEO, Thomas Joyce, was at home recovering from knee surgery when the market started convulsing. His wife drove him to the office. He lived there for 5 days straight. The next day he told Bloomberg they had all hands on deck fighting a bug. And then he said, and I still can't believe this is a real quote from a real CEO, technology breaks, it ain't good, we don't look forward to it. I know what you're thinking, Para. How do you come back from that? Honestly, you don't. Joyce pulled off a rescue in 48 hours, $400 million from investors led by Jefferies. It didn't last. 4 months later, rival Getco swallowed Knight for $1.4 billion. 17 years of independence ended by one missed copy-paste. Here's the last thing, and it's the thing I can't get over. Remember how the new code sat on those servers for 3 days before go live? 3 days, the whole point was to catch exactly this kind of problem. And they even ran a test order through a production server. It passed, because the server they tested was one of the 7 with the new code. The one server that mattered was never checked, ever. Knight Capital was killed by a program they forgot to delete, on a server they forgot to update, for a pilot program that launched that very morning. A company handling 10% of American stock trading, gone, because one guy copy-pasted to 8 servers and nobody counted to 8. Look at that rack of servers again. 8 identical boxes. Somewhere in that photo is the one that never got the update. 9 years of dead code, waiting. The most expensive typo in Wall Street history wasn't even a typo, it was a number. 7 servers updated, 1 not, and nobody counted.